Alright, so I'm about to get quick to the video. Now, this is for people who are upgrading from the Steel Series to the Xbox headset or whatever. Alright, so once you upgrade, these are the features you're going to miss. I mean, you're not going, that's not going to carry over what you're going to miss. So I'm just going to look so I can remember. The hard steel headband, you're not going to have that, but this is still hard. That's what you're not going to have when you upgrade to that. Alright. With the ear cups, what you're not going to have is the mute button. This mute button, you see, look, press is active and then you press on, right? That's how they work. On here, it's sensitive. This button, you see it's small, but it's so sensitive. You barely, it's clickable. And sometimes you can accidentally, like when you try to adjust your headset or whatever, you will accidentally hit this a few times. This is the power button. All right, anyway, that's what I kind of like about this mute button. Boom. And then another thing too, you're gonna miss this right here. You're not gonna have this, but you might not miss it because this thing is too long. Like, it'll be in your way. And another thing about this mic got to be extremely close to your mouth for people to hear you. And the LED light on here turns on when it's muted. That's one thing I miss about this headset, which this is the opposite. And I don't like it. They need, maybe in the future you might can update it and they'll switch it or whatever. But that's what you're gonna miss, this mute button right here. Alright, another thing you're gonna miss is the dedicated Bluetooth button. On here, the Bluetooth button is the power button, and you cannot answer phone calls. The only way you can answer phone calls is when someone calling you. You gotta double tap the mute button 2 times, and they'll answer the phone call. But you can't play, pause music. I don't know how to do it. I didn't even read the manual for this headset. You probably can. I just don't know how to do it. But doing the only 2 buttons on this headset is very simple. Alright. Another thing. These ear cups right here. These are the Steel Series ear cups. I like them better because they're cold. They remain cold, so that's why I swapped them out. And you can use them on this one and make the headset feel better. And oh, another thing too. One thing that's not clearing over is this power button. One thing I hate about this power button is you have to hold this power button for like 5 seconds. If you're not holding it hard enough, it won't turn on. You gotta do it all over again. I hate the power button. On here, the power button is clickable. Boom. And it turns on. It's probably already. You see how I just clicked it and just turned on? That's how fast you turn on your headset. And it connects to the phone and game at the same time. And I really love this power button. Way better than this. And the way they designed it, look. There's no way you will accidentally hit that power button. Even though it's very sensitive and clickable, there's no way. You gotta literally stick your thumb in there and touch it. So they really nailed the power button. They did that. And another thing, on here, this is the volume where you control the main volume. You control the main volume of this whole thing right here. This whole thing turns. That's the main volume. And this one right here, it's on that side where you control the game chat and the volume. Well, this the same way on this side too. Alright, I'm gonna tell you what else is different. When you answer phone calls. When you answer phone calls on here, the sound of the person you talk to through Bluetooth is the same. It does not change. The sound, your game sound does not change. It's still the same. It remains the same. But the people you're chatting with on the game will not be able to hear you anymore because it automatically mutes you so you can talk to the person that's on the phone. In this right here, you use this to control the volume of the game in the chat, but your Bluetooth sound will always remain the same. It does not affect this. This right here doesn't affect it. And you could use this to control all volumes. But when you get over here, when you answer the phone call on this one, right, the game drops down to 50% automatic. So you could use this, but it's already low, and you don't need to use this game chat. So, and another good feature that I like, it might be different, you probably don't like it, is that when you're talking to someone on the phone on your headset via Bluetooth, you could still communicate with people on the game at the same time. With the Sirius Arctis 9X, you can't do that. You only can talk to them one at a time. Another feature you would gain is USB Type C. You know what I'm saying? So I really like the fact that USB Type C. But and when as far as sound goes, they both sound the same. It's just when you first buy these, they got a default setting. You gotta tweak it. Once you tweak it, it will be just as good as this one. $200 headset, and this is only $100. And it got this crazy USB, micro USB. That is annoying as hell. On here, you do got the option to connect wired. This one right here is kind of different. You only can connect wired to your Xbox. You probably can do it to the PC. You never tried it, but if you connect this USB-C to your Xbox, it will act as a wired headset. That's the only way you can use it as a wired headset, and at the same time it'll charge. But man, I ain't gonna lie though, I really like this better though. That's what made me end up liking this better. I hope in the future they will fix that right there where when you mute, make it opposite. I got a feeling they can update this in the future to where it can be fixed. But man, I'm telling you, man, I look at it like this. In my opinion, if you already have if you haven't bought none of these headsets yet, and you was about to pay $200, man, I wouldn't pay $200. Now that this exists, there's no reason to pay $200 for the. Oh yeah, that's why I forgot all about this. You see, the Steer series has a lot of moving parts. All this doesn't swivel, right? This doesn't swivel, but this swivel. And over time, I had this for almost 2 years, probably 2 years. You see, look, it breaks like right here, right there where the metal at. My camera ain't that good, but it's coming apart because the metal and plastic is working together, moving. But yeah, this is like really coming apart over time, and like, and I had to use Velcro to keep it hold. This one literally started dangling. You see this? You see that's a metal piece right there that's holding it together. That metal piece with the plastic is causing it like to slowly break over time. But it's still, this headset still works. No problems, nothing like that. It's just this thing coming apart. It's like I was struggling. I was like struggling, man. Like, and I was debating, should I pay another? I was gonna pay $200 for another headset, but then Microsoft announced this $100. I was like, whoa, and it just same features, man. You can't beat that, man. Like for real, this is ridiculous. That's my gaming briefcase, but it's connected to my TV. But anyway, this is freaking amazing.